Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. This week I'm reviewing Out of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. So, this is the first book of the Crescent City series, and I've been dying to start this one after I finished Throne of Glass. I heard so many good reviews of it, and I just needed to have a week off from work so I could dive into this universe. Bryce Quillen had the perfect life, working hard all day and partying all night until a demon murdered her closest friends, leaving her barefooted, wounded, and alone. When the accused is behind bars, but the crime starts up again, Bryce finds herself at the heart of the investigation. She will do whatever it takes to avenge their deaths. Hunt Hoffler is a notorious fallen angel, now enslaved to the archangels he once attempted to overthrow. His brutal skills and incredible strength have been set on to one purpose: to assassinate his boss's enemies, no questions asked. But with a demon wreaking havoc in the city, he's offered an irresistible deal: help Bryce find the murderer, and his freedom will be within reach. As Bryce and Hunt dig deep into Crescent City's underbellies, they discover a dark power that threatens everything and everyone they hold dear, and they find in each other a blazing passion, one that will set them both free if they will only let it. What a book! This is such an amazing first book to start a series that after I finished it, I just wanted to keep reading more and more of it. The characters were incredible and so captivating. The world building was fantastic, and the story was fucking crazy, but so brilliant. Every time I thought I had the plot figured it out, I got another plot twist that left me shocked. I was kept on my toes for the entirety of it, and I love when a book has the ability to do that. Also, I think I just needed a couple of chapters for Bryce to become one of my favorite female characters in a fantasy world. She was independent and fearless, but also so funny and sweet. She loved fiercely, and we see that in the way she dealt with Danika's loss, or even with her compassion with Ant's home story. And talking about him, I loved him and the grey aspect he brought into the story, because we definitely know he isn't a good man, but he went through a lot in life, and a few of his actions were acceptable if we actually think about the context and what happened in his past. He also showed a different and soft side with Bryce and even with her family and their friends. It was so special to see him love again, to show friendship for others again. I absolutely adored Bryce's relationship with Leabah, the sprite, and Syrinx, the chimera that formed such a cute family. And for so long, they were there for Bryce by her side. It was so special because a feisty sprite and a sweet, sometimes dangerous pet helped keep her sane and give her all their love in a time of need. A lot of the scenes between them were very emotional to me, and I'm trying very hard not to spoil much. But also, when Hunt joined their little clique, it all fell into place. It was so amazing. But there were two people that felt so important to the story, and they were brother, sister to Bryce, Rune, and Danica. Of course, with Danica, the relationship was so sisterly and special. I loved how they encapsulated such a special form of bonding and friendship. Danica's loss broke Bryce completely, and I think that as we are reading the book, we get the bond they shared as readers. It was extremely unique. And on the other hand, with Rune, I love him so much, and I'm so glad that by the end of the story, these two were trying to solve things between them. Rune was actually Bryce's half brother from her face side, and was always trying to protect her. He didn't treat her any different than him. I loved how he stood up to their father for her, and how he manipulated the his father in order to help and support her. And he adored her completely from the very first moment. They had their issues, but really liked their relationship. Um, just as a quick side note to Rise and Hunt's relationship, I'm trying very hard not to spoil much about their involvement, but I absolutely adored their relationship, the chemistry was all there from the very first moment, and I really liked their deep talks with each other. I think it helped bring their whole thing together more tightly. It didn't feel rushed. It was all very understanding and special, and mostly honest. I'm also really trying not to spoil a lot of things that happen in the book because it's a big story with a major plot with so many twists and so many characters. But I got to give a huge shout out to Sarah for the whole building she did with this one: fae, vampires, werewolves, angels, mere people, fallen angels, witches, and so many more creatures. It was so incredible to see the place and role each of them had on the story and in this new society that she created. The technology threw me away a little bit because I'm used to Sarah's books not having technology, computers, or phones, but it made sense in this story. So after a while, I got there. And another huge shout out to a major scene with Bryce and about her and what was happening in the plot. I thought it was brilliant. The other characters were watching it through a live feed on television. It was absolutely brilliant. So major shout out to Sarah for that. I'm already super excited for my next week off from work so that I can read the second book called House of Sky and Breath. And I just can't wait to unravel more of this universe. There is so much more to learn. And as always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at ritasbookclub for more content. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Happy readings!